time to wake up, right? Wake up, wake up.
I'm just kidding. I had that voice on purpose. Hopefully that woke you guys up. It is Saturday morning. Actually, it's not morning anymore. Maybe it is, depending where you are. Some people are like 2 in the morning. Hopefully I didn't scare you. That's all right. Maida was up. I'm awake. You're awake. Awesome, awesome. But I do see Funwiser just gifted 5 memberships. So congratulations to everyone who's raking up them memberships. We got, the Pirate has been a member for 8 months. So let's see here. Congratulations to DJ Pedo. We got Black Sales, King Mining, Kirk McIntyre, and Joe Santiago got them gifted subs. So awesome time. Let's scroll up here, do a quick roll call, see what we got in the house. Ogre MGTOW is having a rough time again. If you remember back, a while ago, he had to go and sit in front of a bunch of old ladies getting a haircut. So actually, who is it? His mom or Tinder family? With his 87-year-old mom getting a haircut. So we pray for you. You're going to be okay, Ogre MGTOW. Hey, we do have
Rod Potts,
Mad Eye, The Traveler's Travels. What's going on? Golden Wolf, Alexander Fleener. Scrolling through. Skirm's in the house. The Pirate. Budweiser. Yeah, let that play a little bit there. Looks like my buttons are working, so that's good. What do we got going on? Deja Pato, who now has a gifted sub. Mindsome 10, what's going on? We should have Mindsome on the channel sometime, one of these live streams, huh? That'd be fun. Put together a something. What do we got? Alien Hawk Q, what is going on here? Dave's FinTech channel, what's happening? Black Sales in the house. Dave's, okay, I went through Dave's FinTech there. Son of a Rabid Panda, what is happening? What is happening? I think I need to get I wish I could just manually set stuff for people, because I think Son of a Rabid Panda, he needs something all on his own. Like a color, I don't even know, but you can't do that stuff here, so that sucks. Scrolling on through, what we got happening? Scrolling. Oh, it just jumped on me. Why did I scroll? Nemo Forvius, I butchered that. 1.0, what's going on? Ethan Westfield, what's happening? Techman in the house. We got Mike Metcalf is here. Tommy Coin, what's going on, Tommy Coin? What is that? I almost wanted to say Vitalik. That's nowhere near Vitalik. That's Vitatis G, something like that. Mindsome says he's down. Yeah, gotta do that sometime. We'll see what happens there. So what are you guys all up to? You guys mining some Lambos or what? Because I know I'm not. It's rough times right now. Very rough times. I said it right? Vitatis G? Is that correct? Oh my gosh, I thought I totally was nowhere near that. So that's cool. Hey, Canadian miner. We got a Canadian miner in the house and stuff like that. All right, so let's just, I guess, look at some stuff. There isn't really much going on. The markets are kind of rough right now. So one thing to keep an eye on, let's go to the CPU. Actually, let's look at this. How are GPUs looking right now? Where's the right button? Yes, that button worked. So hey, it changed. So just for a live stream, everything was solid gold cash was there for every GPU, and now it looks like we got some Sky Doge back, we got some Dynex back. Everything is around almost like an equilibrium. There's no dominant factor when it comes to GPUs right now. It's am I on the best one right now or am I not? It's really hard to decide because it's bouncing around constantly. And ones that pop up here, it might only be 1 cent more profitable than something else, but they do forefront the current most profitable type of coin operation. This makes a lot of sense. Why would you even have that? Oh, that's highest revenue. But look at this. Look at the 4080. You can either mine Sky Doge and profit 19 cents, that my 11 cent per kilowatt hour, or you could just, do RTH plus a lithium and be negative 12 cents. That's a pretty big gap from 19 cent profitability to 12 cent negativity. But that is the highest revenue, I guess. So that's what this side is here. But it's kind of funny just to see the profit side difference between the two. But again, if you have cheap power, 1 cent power, free power, you're probably just looking at the revenue side because you don't really care how much power things use because you don't really pay for power in the first place. But scrolling on through here, one thing I also noticed here was, where is it? The 3060 Ti is what's going on? The 3060 Ti, and when I did that monthly update on ASICs, FPGAs, E300, not a bunch of FPGAs, CPUs, GPUs, and so on. Even then, the 3060 Ti was more profitable. Right now it's breaking even. It was at 1 cent. Then the 3070. Like, I thought the 3070 was like a big OG, most efficient, core evasive, everything versus the 3060 Ti, but we have the 3060 Ti. I don't know. Maybe it's a settings thing. I'm not sure, but it's breaking even right now on Dynex, and the 3070 is like down here at -1 on Dynex. So I don't know what's going on. 1.0 miner, I gotta test that out. Mindsub's here. He probably did that already. How's the new 1.0 miner? It's supposed to be what, 33% better than the previous one. So you know, you think your profits went up. Maybe this isn't updated. I don't know, but interesting times are happening. Another thing I want to point out, let's take a look. They have an ASIC tab here now. Well, it's been here for a while. Looks like the Ice Rivers. Now, this is a big up in the air. Now, the Ice Rivers do have NiceHash support and stuff now. They work. And it looks like NiceHash is more profitable than mining Kaspa directly. But the big what if here, obviously a lot of people, they don't mind this because they like getting paid out in that Bitcoin. Now, Kaspa does have the potential to obviously make way bigger gains than Bitcoin. You know, the Bitcoin, we're probably going to see a 4 or 5x or something from where we sit now or something. But, you know, a lot of these coins, Kaspa, Octa.Space, a lot of them, instead of getting paid out in Bitcoin like some people do, obviously Bitcoin is safe. You know, I'm taking the gambling route. I'm not really holding. I was going everything in the Bitcoin. I was like, my goal is 1 Bitcoin at least by the bull run. Now I'm like, you know what? Screw that. I'm trying to go for everything else. I want higher gains. Bitcoin's not going to gain that much. I really don't feel it is. People are going to say it's hit $1 million. It's not going to hit $1 million. Is it going to 10x? No, it's not going to 10x. So I'm going with Octa.Space. I'm going with Kaspa. I'm going with these other things that have the chance to probably get a lot more. So when it comes to these Kaspa miners, I want to hold the Kaspa, not get Bitcoin. Because what if Kaspa hits $1? You know, this $29 profit is probably going to be $290 profit a day, you know, type of operation happening here. So it's gonna be crazy. Moving on, we got the K7 looking not too bad. We got the Jazzminer X16Q. So this is actually a good comparison, right? So blah blah, what's this place called again? Hashrate.no is actually telling us a revenue of $4.39 with a profit of $2.73 on Octa.Space, and it's saying BTN is, why is this on the right side? You think this should be the first? Based on the GPUs, this should be your best one on profit, and this is your revenue. But here, it's saying BTN is your highest revenue, which makes sense. But it's also saying your highest profit. What's going on? What's happening? Why isn't this over here? Anyway, regardless, I have been testing multiple pools with the X16Q. So I guess now could be a good chance. How accurate is Hashrate.no? I have found that the accuracy of this website isn't really up to par. So I'm going to see what is current. Usually it's not due to the fact it's usually probably using 24-hour averages or something like that. But if you go to current network conditions, it's probably like a day or two behind or something. I don't really know, but I've never really found it very close to accurate. It's a nice baseline, but sometimes it's off even worse than what to mine says. So I'm actually going to look. Let's bring up right now. Boom. So I've been testing. I already did about 3 or 4 days on K1 pool because they have been doing some tweaking with the DAG. If you're unfamiliar with ZIL mining and, you know, forest miners and stuff like that, we kind of talked about it last week where GPUs, they pretty much swap the DAGs almost instantly, maybe within 1-2 seconds. And, you know, it's minimum downtime. When it came to forest miners, they take about 2 seconds, so minimum downtime. And then the iPolos are around 58 seconds or so to swap that. So, you know, Crazy Pool, they do have that thing where you put underscore iPolo or iPolo underscore in your worker name. And then it allows that DAG switch, which preloads it earlier. Because if you don't have that on either K1 Pool, Crazy Pool, yeah, I think Jita Pool does it as well. But it's all geared towards iPolos on Jita. K1 is tweaking for Jazz Miners and iPolos, as well as Crazy Pool. So what that's going to do, it's going to preload the DAG X amount of seconds before the ZIL round starts so that it's loaded and ready to go when ZIL round hits. So it's coming a little bit off the Octa side and then the vice versa on the opposite end when it goes back into going back to Octa, or, you know, whatever other coin, you know, FW, it doesn't matter. Main coin into ZIL and then back to main coin. So you're gonna have they're trying to tweak out to find the perfect number to maximize your hash rate on both sides. So obviously if it's only taking 27 seconds to load the DAG on ZIL on a Jazz miner, but you're using the Apollo setting, you're losing like 20 some seconds there on each side, and it kind of sucks that way. So there is a Jazz miner, as you can see right here, Jazz miner _ setting for this. Now let's look to see how it's doing. So right now in the last rewards 24 hours, I actually got about 11.13. That's $4. Actually, I just switched now. $4.15. Let's just bring this. Can I bring this a little bigger so you guys see that? So yeah, $4.15. So that's on Octa alone. That's not even with ZIL. We're already about where hashrate.no is saying. So maybe hashrate isn't even accounting ZIL. Actually, that's probably a good point. They're probably not even accounting for ZIL when it comes to this, when you're straight up looking at that. Now let's kind of look at the ZIL here. Let's go to the rewards 24. 99.4 is what we got. That's $1.63 at current price, 1.63. That's $5.78 that this has made in the past 24 hours. And if I come right back into here, it's saying 413. So 439. So we're at $5.78 past 24 hours. We're looking pretty good here, a lot better in here. But yeah, like I said, it probably isn't calculating the ZIL. The other thing is when I did test this, this is saying 630 watts. I did find that this is a lot closer to 700 watts. It's around 697, 698 watts. If you wait a couple hours to test the power, when I first turned it on, the first 20 minutes, half an hour, it was around 630 to 640 watts. But as it heats up and as time goes by, it did move closer to that 700 watt range. So I feel the 630 watts isn't 100% accurate because, you know, you're mining for days on end. You're only going to have this lower power for a half an hour to an hour, and then forever else it's almost 700 watts. So this isn't 100% on the power side. That's just going off website specs. But we are looking like we are getting a little more profit there. Crazy Pool tweaking, looking not too bad. And then it's hard to tell by the ZIL rounds how they go and everything. Sometimes you'll see 110. I think this morning it was saying about 108 ZIL. Now when I just checked it, it was 99 point something. So it's really hard to really speculate depending on the ZIL rounds. Sometimes they're 40 minutes apart. So other times they're an hour apart. But yeah, it's all over the place. What do we got here? Going to the live chat here. We got a bunch of ats here. 20 p.m. here. 20 p.m. is 20. So what is that? 12. So that's 8 at night. That's about 8 o'clock at night for you there, son of a Rabid Panda. Tell T Swift I want the same deal you got. Love the Saturday Live. Awesome. Glad you guys like the Saturday Live shows. Mine some, yeah. Oh, I already went through all this. This is like you guys aren't really talking much. Okay, I guess I'm boring. Sorry about that. Rough times. You got some KS2 on the front. Soch shared some results. NVIDIA best case 40 mega hash per watt. Nowhere close to AMD at 50 plus mega hash per watt. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, AMD seems to still be the king. And, you know, at least AMD gets something. AMD has not really been that good. Well, they have been. Early F days with the 5700 XTs, that was like the card to have. That was the go-to GPU. And then all of a sudden the 3000 series released, and AMD has pretty much been garbage ever since. Well, the Radeon 7s, obviously, they're good out there and stuff. They're still ticking. But ever since that NVIDIA came around and miners all gearing towards that. Majority of the cards are NVIDIA anyway, so you could expect a lot more miners are gearing towards NVIDIA in the first place. But it's nice to see AMD has something. So there's something there. But eventually, I do feel, I know, what was there? There's that FP40 thing going on about how that's so much better on Dynix or something. But I have a feeling, I know T Swift mentioned it before, but I think with more tweaking and stuff, NVIDIA will eventually overthrow AMD again. I just think that they're just a dominant factor, and eventually they'll probably show up on top. But again, who knows? We'll find out and see what happens. BTC is likely a better long play, 10 or more years. Oh, for sure, long play. I'm talking bull run. I'm not talking long term. I'm talking bull run times. I'm like from now until 2025, end of 2025 there, the largest gains. Because we're going to go back to another winter, guys. So, you know, I'm not thinking 10 years down the road. Sure, if you just think 10 years down the road, spikes this, who knows what will happen. Yeah, obviously, BTC is a nice, safe play to hodl your coins with. But we're speaking next bull run, because usually a bull run will hit. People forget we're in a bear market. Right now we're all sad, depressed, and crying. A bull run hits, everyone's going to be happy, going to the moon, yay, screaming, Lambos everywhere. It's going to be awesome, and forget that the bear market even happened. And then we're going to be right back in the bear market again. So, that's where I'm going. Like, we're coming in. Are you guys going to be taking profits? Like, that's a big thing too. Like, just because we had a bull run, if you don't take any profits, you're just going to be holding it again for that bear market. Now, we don't know exactly how it's going to play out. In theory, it'll follow the 4-year cycles like it has been doing since 2013. But, maybe it won't. We have no idea. So there's always somebody saying it's different this time. I don't think it is. I think it's the same. We're actually in a better bear market than previous ones, price-wise and values of coins and how much they dropped and stuff. So it's interesting. And a lot of people say, oh, well, this is the worst bear market ever. It's not. It's not. It's probably just the first time people have been in a bear market saying it's the worst bear market ever. But we're actually in a better bear market than last year's bear market, just due to the price of Bitcoin's all-time high to the fall. We had less of a percentage drop by like 2 or 3% from the big high to the low, and we haven't hit. We're past the low, and we're just running around that sideways middle ground, up and downs right now till sometime the end of next year. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to be back in that bull market. Everyone's going to be hype pumped and ready to roll, and then you just remember we're going to be back to this point again, and all sad and crying. But if you take your profits, now there's different theories out there. Wait for the bull run. You see your coin pump, you sell it, and then either you spend it all, which I probably will end up doing, or you do the smarter play and you just wait for the following bear market and then buy all that coins back. Double, triple, quadruple up your quantity, your yields that you had, and then you just wait it out again for the next following bull run. But it's really hard to do. There's a big time frame in between there, and yeah, interesting stuff. I noticed Kiro tweeted they want everyone to remove funds from Exeg and move to other exchanges that are tracked by coin market cap. That's interesting. Well, it makes sense because it kind of sucks if we get listed on CMC, but then CMC doesn't have the exchange that you're mostly traded on, so then it looks bad. So that's one thing, I guess, would be a reason for them. But you start on an exchange, they helped you out, they got you going, and then all of a sudden you're ditching them at the same time. So it depends which way you look at it. Yeah, there's more exposure through CMC, and if your main exchange isn't there, it's not looking too good for the coin. But then at the same time, you're backstabbing who originally started your project off, so that could look bad as well. So, it all depends which way you kind of look at that situation. But that's interesting. Again, it's nice to have an even. They're still growing. They're fairly new. So eventually, volume will just kind of even out through multiple exchanges. You don't just demand your community to do this ASAP so you look better on a bigger stat page. But, it just depends the way you look at it, I feel. But I didn't know that, so thanks for bringing that up. Soon, 7000 series AMD GPUs will work on Hive OS. 7000, yeah, which one? 7000 GPU series, what? Hold on, let me just go to GPUs. 7,000 GPUs. They're not even out. Like, is there a thing? When's 7,000 series GPUs? How are they going to work on Hive OS when they're not even released? Or am I thinking of something else? I think are you referring to the CPUs maybe? They did implement, there's a beta version of the Hive OS kernel that does finally add the temperatures into the 7,000 CPUs. Hash rates and prices are down. Bag up. Yeah, bag up. Atlantic, well, that's pretty good. Did you see Hawk test the Titan 5? The good old Titan 5. That thing, remember that thing first came out? That thing was an expensive monster, that Titan 5. That thing's crazy. AMD 7900 XTX and the like. Okay, XTX 7900. Okay, soon. So, okay, Tommy. Some of the KS3Ls have bad PSUs apparently. It isn't that is it? Yeah, I don't know. I saw the tweet about that bad PSU thing. It was kind of a mixed middle. Is it actually the bad PSU that it's shutting down? Like, are they blowing up or are they shutting down? The way, and I saw Ice River do their tweet there, it just sounded like they weren't starting up right away, which is the same thing the KS1s and KS2s do. If you shut it off and then you go to turn it right back on, it won't turn on. You actually have to wait for it to decharge and then turn it on. I even have some GPU test rigs and motherboards that do the exact same thing. So I don't know if it's a faulty PSU per se, like people are saying, or if they're actually faulty PSUs and they're dying everywhere. So I don't know. But the tweet I seen comes down to when you shut it off and it doesn't turn right back on right away. And that's not a faulty PSU. That's just, it has to discharge first and then it'll fire right back up. You give it 20, 30 seconds, turn the on button, and it fires right up. So I don't know what's still really going on with the whole PSU thing on the ice rivers, but as far as I'm aware, they're totally fine. I haven't heard of any blowing up. It's just a discharge problem, which is kind of normal with a lot of electronics. But I don't know. Again, I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on there. My A4000 are getting 49.94 efficiency on DNX with latest 010 4.345 kilohash at 87 watts. So close to 50. So close, but not quite. Well, that is bad PSU design. Maybe it is. I had one. I had that happen once on a Bitmain too, but you know it's hard to say. It could be maybe it has something to do with the control boards too. I wonder, because like example, like my test bench on my my GPU testing rig and stuff. It's what is that thing? It's an MSI B250M gaming something. But it does the exact same thing, and it doesn't matter on the PSU I use. If I plug it into anything else, I shut it off, turn it on, it works. It could be the motherboard in this case for me, or it could be a setting within the motherboard for a delay to discharge or something, or it could be something to do with the control board or something within the miner, not necessarily the PSU. So I feel there's probably a lot more investigations that need to go on with that subject in general, but I don't really know what the actual issue is. If they're actually blowing up and quitting, or if it's just the fact that when you turn it off, it won't turn right back on instantly, which if you wait 20 seconds, it will turn back on. So again, I don't know what's going on with the Ice River thing. I got a bad hash board in my KS3L that I got. Seems like shipment has several issues from Ice River. Oh, the last. Yeah. You know, maybe they're just trying to pump it up. Sounds like they are caught up on orders, but they probably missed a lot of QC inspections to get them out possibly. And, you know, obviously if you're receiving a half broken miner, that's bad. That sucks. That'd be horrible, especially we're technically still in the prime time to mine Kaspa on the ASICs. I know a lot of people disagree with that. Hash rate's going up, but every month, right now, today is better for mining Kaspa than tomorrow. This month is better than next month, and so on. So, you know, everything as early as you possibly can, turn on, go, let it ride. But yeah, it's interesting. Do you have any Kaspa hash rate predictions from previous videos to compare to actual current hash rate? I was guessing, I think we were guessing like, well, we can go to my spreadsheet here when I have a few videos on this situation, but we can kind of look back at where we got here, Kaspa ASICs. And here's where we were kind of doing some, what do we have here? No. Predictions here. So we were going over the miners, how many. Now we're just basing this off Bitmain. It sounds like people aren't really buying the Bitmain miners. They're too expensive. So, you know, once maybe Bitmain drops their prices down to like maybe only 20,000 or less, we'll probably see the hash rate pick up. But it sounds like they're not selling that many. Bitmain has said they released 3 batches already. If you follow them on Twitter, they said they've already shipped their 3rd batch. That's a lie. They're still shipping their first batch, and there's hardly any in it. And they're getting ready to ship their next ones. And they're making it sound like there's a lot more, and there's a lot more people buying them than there really is. I think their latest batch is only like 38 miners or something, maybe 44. I can't remember, but less than 50. So not many people are actually buying Bitmain's miner. Ice River literally stole almost all their business, and with the hash rate increasing from that and catching up, people just weren't really that interested. But again, we'll just have to wait and see really to the end of October. But this was based on Bitmain alone, and you can see 16 terahash here, or 16.6 petahash, 16,000 terahash, based on 2,000 miners is what it'll increase to of Bitmain alone. Now, we're guessing probably around that 20 petahash range into the next couple months. And we're getting close to that. I think we actually hit 19 the other day. Do I have that up here? I don't have it. What do we have here? That 13.5. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's at. I don't have it here for the latest. Let's go to the Kaspa Explorer. See where we're at right now. Current network hash rate on Kaspa based on the Explorer, we're at 18.69. Now I think we were at 19 last night sometime here. Let's just kind of bring that up. There we go. You see 18.69 petahash. But yeah, I think by the end of the month, we'll probably be around 2021. End of the year, it's hard to say. Like, we might only be around 25, 30, and then who knows, sometime next year we'll see what happens. But we're not seeing, you know, originally when these Ice River ASICs started coming out, you know, we're at 1 petahash, 3 petahash, 6 petahash, 10 petahash. And now we hit about that 14, 15 petahash range. It's slowed right down. It's slowly going, it's still going up, but not drastic like it was. So eventually we're going to hit an equilibrium, but there's still way too much profit out there for it to not go up. So as much as we're like, okay, people aren't buying them anymore, they're slowing down, awesome, but you still can't argue the fact that the profitability of these ASICs are still extremely high. So they only have the one here. Let's go to mine the ASIC. Actually, we could just go to hashrate.no has them, so we can look at those. They got a lot more of them than both of those other sites. So we can see, like, example here, even though it's on NiceHash, you know, $281 profit on a KS3. 173 profit on a KS3L. A KS2, $69. $34, and a KS0 is still $3.45. So the profit levels compared to any equipment out there is still extremely high, and this is still under a year ROI on all the equipment pretty much, depending. I don't know about the KS0 anymore. That is the longest ROI of them all, because in theory, it is the worst miner produced for Kaspa in terms of the ASICs. And it's costing you the most per gigahash. But because it's so cheap and uses hardly any power, it's also the lowest fee entry fee and one of the most popular ASICs, just due to the fact that it's not that expensive. But it's coming in about the same price as a GPU now, a high mid-range GPU, but it's making like 10 times more than a GPU. So it's still pretty darn good in terms of profitability. So I still feel the hash rate obviously has to keep climbing up until we start seeing, you know, that seems the average on ASICs where they start leveling out is around $4 to $6 a day. And then, you know, everything kind of goes steady from that point. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see how that actually plays out. We don't know what type of hash rates we need. Every month that block reward is reducing as well, so it'll just naturally drop the profits depending on price going up and down as well. But, you know, there's still a lot of profit to be had out of these ASICs. This is a lot different than Kadena. Kadena was literally destroyed in a few days, maybe a week, because of the single ASIC was, like, I think I worked out the numbers. Do I have it here? I don't know if I actually have it here. Do I have Kadena ASICs here? Maybe it's just under ASICs. Kadena. I don't think I did it. Let's see if we can go into ASIC miner value here. Let's just look at Kadena here. All right, so here's Kadena for a quick example. Just kind of compare the difference between the, because I know the big thing is here. Obviously, Kaspa is going to turn into Ice River, Bitmain, and all this stuff. But you gotta. Okay, we got Mr. Rud Potts has been a member for 19 months. Whoop whoop. Let's go together to the bull run. Yeah, let's do that. But let's take a look at that. Here's one of the major differences between Kadena. One, it almost looks like it went straight to a pump and dump scheme here. We don't know. We don't know what happened there, but you know, I think there was a lot of pre-mined coins happening on Kadena. It shot way up to like $23 or something, and then it just cratered down to nothing. You know, literally up, down, done type of operation, and it's pretty much hasn't really been recovering. But we had the Kadena miner, the 166 terahash here. So look at this thing. So we're gonna do a quick gigahash to watt here. So we're gonna go 30. Was that 166 terahash? So we're going to 166,000 gigahash here. Divide that by 3154. And that is 52.63. So I just want to write it down, 52.63. So the gigahash to watt ratio on Bitmain's Monster is 52 0.63 gigahash per watt of power used. And Travelers Travels, remember, for 6 months, only 6 months, but let's go. We're going to the moon. Doesn't matter if you're 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour. You guys all matter. Remember that. Okay, so we got 52.63. Now, what is the next best miner? Like, what is the next best efficient? I guess we can go by the next most profitable in terms of after power here. That would be, I guess, this guy right here, 2.6 teras. It's a KD box. Oh, the KD box pros. Yeah. What is it like? What do we compare to? What is the popular Kadena miner minus the KA3? Like, what was Gold Shells or IB Link's top miner after this point? Was it KD Max or something? Was this it? The 40 terahash one? What was the big popular miner? Like, I think it was this guy right here, the KD Max. I think some people still talk about this thing. So let's just look at that. Let's look at that thing. So 40.2, and now we're going to times that, or 40.2. So we're 40, 4200. So 40,200 gigahash. We're going to divide that by 3350. And that is a gigahash to watt ratio of 12. 12. So come on, look at this. So now we have 52.63. We're going to divide that by 12. This thing, the KA3, is 4.38 times more efficient. 4.38 times more efficient, which means this thing can drive the price down to where we're seeing right now and still be profitable where nothing else even stands a chance. Zero chance for any home miner, anybody under probably at least 6 cents you need to have here, but it's 4.38 times more efficient than that miner. Now this is the most next profitable miner, so in theory I guess it would be the next efficient. Let's kind of look at the efficiency rating of the KD Box Pro. The KD Box 2 should be more efficient than that, I believe. That's a -43. I gotta see what is the next efficient miner on here. Like, I don't even know. Let's try 5 terahash, 5,000. We're going to divide that by the 400. That's 12.5. So 12.5, that is more efficient than the other one. But we're still only at 12.5 here, obviously, you can see. So 52 divided by 6.63 divided by 12.5. We're 4.2 times more efficient in this case. Regardless, any way you look at it, all of these miners that were currently on Kadena all got destroyed by this miner right here. Now, this is the little bit of a difference here when it does come to Kaspa as well, is all the other miners are a lot more closer in range of efficiency. So now let's just kind of look at, do they have all these? Okay, so they got all the Kaspa miners here. So let's just look at the KS3. Obviously, this thing is a beast. Now, there are rumors that Bitmain's KS3 is actually hashing with all the latest Stratum fixes. You've been hearing about some of the pools. K1 pool, I believe Cryptex actually, as of this morning, after I released that video, they now tweaked for that as well. T-Swift helped them out and got that fixed up. So it sounds like I have to retest Cryptex again now because it sounds like they tweaked with the latest Stratum. But anyway, it sounds like we're getting more hash rate. But it sounds like Bitmain is getting about 10 to 11 terahash now instead of the 8 or 9 based on what their latest firmware did when they increased that price 5,000. Regardless, we're going to go with the 8 here just so we kind of have an idea here because I don't know for sure. Actually, let's go 10 just so we know. Divide that by about 3,200 watts. So we're going to go 10,000. Divide that by 3,200. So that's 3.12. Actually, I think I have all this stuff in my spreadsheet for the Kaspa ASICs. Do I have it all here? In terms of efficiencies? Yeah. So actually, yeah, we can just look right here in terms of efficiencies. Look at this. 1.4 gigahash per watt, 1.6, 1.56 to 1.7, 2.5 to 2.8, because it looks like we're getting different power consumptions of what they actually are when they start releasing. They're less than what they were. But we can see here 2.6, 2.6, and so on. I just did it with the 10. That's 3 point something now if it does do 10. But look at the difference here. Now let's just look at the hash to watt ratio. Gigahash, 2.68. Now let's go to the worst miner, which is the KS0. And we're going to divide that by 1.4. That's only 1.9. So the best miner here isn't even 2 times more efficient. Where on Kadena, we saw the KA3 was over 4 times more efficient than all the other miners, every single one. It was 4 times more efficient. Here, we're not even 2 times more efficient from the best to the worst. So there's a lot of differences going on here. Is all the miners are within efficiency ranges of not being too bad. It comes down to cost per gigahash and so on. On top of Kaspa is also paying like 16,000 times. It's not 16,000. That would be huge. 16 times more than what Kadena is paying per 24 hours. So we have a lot of miners close to efficiency levels and a lot more money being dished out every single day. So you can't even compare what's going on here with Kadena because it's totally different scenario altogether. So it's very interesting. Bitmain ruined Kadena. It was a great project. Yeah, they totally did. Just because they just literally destroyed every single miner that was out there, and we're not seeing that on Kaspa. But again, eventually, just due to the block reward reductions alone, we're going to see profitability dropping quite a bit, unless that price really does start to see some peaks. So we got Brandon Black. Welcome to the Wolfpack. Welcome, welcome. KD Max said Jazzminer just announced today another 1-month delay on the X16Q pre. Did they really? I know a lot of people just got there, so upwards of. So maybe that's the October batches that are getting delayed, because I know up to, what is it, June went out, July, I think August went out too. Early this month orders, I think, are going out. So that might be delays on the October batch. Now remember, Ice River went through, I think there's something going on. There is that hurricane and everything going on in Hong Kong. As we know, a lot of these silicon chips and everything are produced in Hong Kong, Taiwan or something out there. And, you know, a lot of stuff going on. There's supply issues, and it's probably hard to really start to build these miners out there. Now, it doesn't sound like too many Jazz miners are even being sold in the first place, so maybe there's a different excuse that they can't pump them out. I know that was the big deal with Ice River, is they oversold a lot of batches. That's why a lot of people had a lot of waiting to do, because, you know, they say they had 500 or 1,000, doesn't matter, it's made up number. Say they had X amount of miners per batch, and then they sold over that number just for that batch, and then everyone was playing catch up. Like, people that were supposed to get the early August 1st batches didn't get them till like last week or something. Like, they were just still getting, they're like a month behind. But now it sounds like they're slowly catching up, and that's probably why we're hearing a lot of these issues now, is they probably jumped through QC there and just shipped them out the door. But it does sound like there's a lot of like issues going on in the manufacturing department, and that's causing quite a bit of delay. So I don't know if that's happening with Jazz Miner, but again, I don't know if, you know, how many people are really selling. It sounds like it's pretty slow on the Jazz Miner side. Now, that might be good and bad, depending who you are. If you ordered and you're trying to get them and they delay it for some weird reason like we're hearing, that sucks. But everyone that has them, or people that are looking to get them, that might be good, because we might not see, you know, super big hash rate spikes happening on like Octa.Space and a lot of these other ETH hash coins, which is pretty much what we need. June order. That was a June order. June orders are delayed. I'm trying to think. June, July. No, I'm pretty sure July and August orders may have. I'm pretty sure they went out. Who did you order them through? Did you order them directly from Jingle? Did you contact Victoria like I told you guys all to do? Just say Rabid sent you, because some the people that have done that earlier, they're getting their Jazz miners now. I believe Riptide got his the other day. Some other companies have been sending theirs out as well, so it could be just depend where you got them from and quantity levels or something. I don't really know. What do we have here? June order, Jock with Miner. What are you talking? TCTC stream a week back. What are you guys talking about? Hey there. Hey, what's going on? Want Clue. What's happening? What other things we check out? Oh, how about this one? Let's look at this. So I'm just going to go to 11 cents per kilowatt hour. And I forgot about this. Some of you guys actually reminded me when I was going over this, but where the heck did the K7 go? That's weird. It's way down here. So it just dropped. So I don't know what just happened. Something just happened and just dropped. This was actually in this area here. So yeah, it was over $4 a day, but the K7 was an interesting miner. And I forgot about, but there's actually a halving event coming up. I think it's next month. No, maybe 2 months now. Coming up in CKB. If you're unfamiliar here, halving nervous. It'll be their first halving event that they've ever had. So we can see the first halving. It's expected around the 19th of November, and it's going to drop. It's on epoch. So they're doing it through an epoch number, not necessarily a block number. So I'm going to have to figure out the math. They do have some of the math stuff here, but figure out exactly how many blocks is an epoch, and we can work that out to a block number per se, technically. But it's going to drop from 1.9 million coins down to 958,000. A halving event, you know, just how halvings work. Block rewards are cut in half. So that is also happening November 19th. So we're going to see some profitability drops happening across the K7s here, right here. So right now we're at 320 a day. So what's that going to bring us down to? $1 or something on a 3,000 watt ASIC. You know, it hurts to say that. You know, we look at things like, oh, the profit per day. You know, that's one thing to look at too, though. Like we see here, we see, oh, 1242 a day. Oh, that's JazzMiner X, but that doesn't use that much power. So that's all right, but that doesn't use much power. So we got the L7s. Look at, we're making $4.22 a day. Awesome. That's wicked. You know, we're getting some profitability here. But then you look at the power, like, wow, we're like 3,500 watts. You know, we're using 3,500 watts to make $4. To me, in my mind, that sucks. Like, I don't care. This thing needs to be making like $20 a day to use that much power and be worth it. Like, then you start working down, you know, the profit per watt. Because when it comes to your power limited, if you have expensive power price, you're a home miner. It's not really about how much that miner makes per day. It's about how much is that miner making per watt of power used. And this is using quite a bit of power for not very much profit. So, you know, it limits you, especially like if you only have like 130 amp or maybe 230 amps. Like I have 230 amp, 240 volts. You can only slap in, you know, 3 of these miners and you're done. I'm limited at $12 a day, maxed out my entire power. That's not good. That's not good at all. I don't want that to happen. See you later. Not buying you. Kick you to the can or something, you know. So these are other things to kind of look at when trying to maximize the profitability of your farms. CKB hash rate was killed by, yes, that's very true. CKB did get annihilated by the K7. Probability at least was up there for a while, but yeah, now it's not, and it's going to have a halving event, and it's just not going to look good. You know, if it pumps, awesome. Will it pump? No idea. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy looking at all these miners here and stuff. Another thing, I saw someone in Discord the other day. Things are changing. Things are definitely changing. How have you guys? Have you guys been like thinking about changing your mining strategy at all? Like, you know, Ethereum made GPUs huge, massive, you know, talked about everywhere. Even friggin' gamers knew about Ethereum and GPU mining. Right now, they probably forgot it was even a thing at this point because they don't care. GPUs are cheap. Things are coming down. And so on, people are getting rid of their farms. Someone in Discord the other day, they said they just got rid of all their GPUs. They swapped their entire farm over to ASICs and FPGAs. So there's a switch happening. Now, if enough GPUs obviously fall offline, we're going to see some decent profits back on GPU mining. But if GPUs are just transitioning from one miner to another miner, we still have those GPUs. That's going to eventually turn back online, and it's not looking too good. So there is a transition happening. People are looking into different things to utilize their hardware and things to look at. Now, when I look at crypto mining, you know, crypto is crypto. It doesn't matter what you're mining with. A big community came in as GPUs, and there used to be a mass. I remember the GPU mining community back in 2021 with that. ASICs, they're totally toxic. Worst invention ever. Absolute trash. You don't want them. GPUs are rockstar solid. Let's go. And that's all it was. It was like a one-sided thing. If you're a miner, you're a GPU miner, nothing else. Unless, you know, Bitcoin. You're getting ASICs for Bitcoin. That's pretty much all it was. And then now we're moving forward, and you still have some with the same mentality. Well, like I see some by some major, you know, just want to stay GPU. It says, if you're a miner, mine this. We're sticking with miners. We help miners. We're here for miners. We're there for miners. But they're one-sided towards, obviously, GPU miners. And there's a misconception now that you can mine crypto with anything. There's GPUs can mine crypto. There's CPUs mine crypto. There's coins for every type of hardware out there. So it's almost time, like, you know, what are you mining? Are you mining with this hardware? Are you mining that hardware? Are you running efficient? Are you not running efficient? It's crazy how people are transitioning into ASICs and FPGAs and pulling away from that, because the profitability obviously just isn't there like it used to be. And I really don't know if it's going to be back or not, even in the next bull run. It's going to be crazy. Childish CDs. Oh, man. Oh, that reminds me. I just saw Skirm's name right there, and that reminded me of this. Check this out, guys. If you guys are unfamiliar, assets are now being tested on the test net. So let's bring this up a little bit. Can I bump? So here we have assets on Raptorium, which is a CPU mineable coin, which is awesome because we love CPUs around here, right? Do we not? If you say you don't like CPUs, mods, you know what to do. Anyway, just kidding, guys. We all like all types of mining. It doesn't matter. We like it all. If it's profitable, it's profitable. Anyway, we got RTM assets. Yeah, so we got assets coming to here. Skirm did test out a Rabid mining coin here by the looks of things. Where is it? Yeah, Rabid mining token. Right here, Rabid mining token. So he's playing around the test net. Oh, he's rich. You see how much RTM? What do you have here? 2.9 million RTM. You know, it's testnet, guys. But if you want to play around on the testnet, you can start your own assets, do whatever you want, mess around with the wallet, play around on the testnet before this obviously goes live. But there's a lot of functionality that's going to happen once these assets go live. And remember, if you're unfamiliar, the smart node side, the back end, the 51% anti-attack, the allegedly, is that true, Skirm? If someone attacks the proof of work side, the nodes can kick in and keep validating the blockchain. Also, there's chain locks in there, so you can't even adjust the chain at all in the first place to attack it because of the lock chains. You can't change anything after the locking mechanism is in place. So that's also another anti-51% here. But now what's going to happen here with all the assets, you know, if you're unfamiliar with assets, that's where you get your smart contracts from. That's where you can start building tokens. You see example, you know, you got ERC20 tokens, Ethereum, you got your Peppies, you got your this, your that, your stable coins, your DeFi platforms, you know, your contracts, your swaps, all that is part of assets and smart contracts. And that's what's technically coming to RTM. But they're also trying to build to help businesses help out possibly their companies. Now think of Visa. Instead of getting I'm just using an example. I'm not saying Visa's partnered or anything here at all. They're not. But as an example, a business or a card or a company can implement their asset here and say, instead of getting 2% cash back fiat, 2% cash back Raptorium, 2% this, 2% that. They can start building all this across Raptorium, which is super cheap right now, and I'm really up in the air. Like, I'm thinking, do I get another epic, or do I get like 30 more epics? Should I buy another 1 or 2 smart nodes and fill up, because all this will be validated on the smart node side in the back end, which means a little higher fees will be happening back there, making nodes pay out a little more if you have a full node and so on. So a whole bunch of things are going on. They're actively developing everything, and it's just gonna get very interesting. I'm really excited for the next bull run when it comes to this. You know, obviously a lot of people are not like, look at the price, look at this, but I really feel hopefully something is going to come out of this, and I'm pretty excited for this. You know, it's going to be awesome. I think I might even build Rabid coin right on this. We were actually thinking about things right here. I don't know how you do this or anything, but look at this. How to mint link Rabid token to Discord levels. You know, when you're in levels, you're in Discord and you get levels, you get this, you know, maybe there'll be a thing, you know, be active in Discord, earn some tokens through the Raptorium network, you know, earn some Rabid coin, you know, even YouTube comments, comment on the video, new video drop, comment, get a coin or two. You know, there's a lot of things you could technically link up with these type of contracts and things like that. So I don't know, like, you know, we're all just out there throwing ideas and ever, but that's the whole point of it. Throw out ideas, see what takes, see what doesn't take, and it's gonna be interesting. Fun times ahead. Anyway, you need to work on those bots. Something I'm sure will be worked on. Yeah. Wiser, what's going on? Paradigm shift. It happens in mining so often that we don't call it that. Sudden increase in hash rate due to a new machine is a common occurrence. Oh yes, it is. Sudden increase spike. So actually, let's take a look at Bitmain's monster here. Not really a monster, but Bitmain's X5 it should be shipping soon, shouldn't it? I think. Where is it? They take it off their website. They delist it. What's going on here? Bitmain, where is this it right here? That's it right there. Shipping date tomorrow? Is that tomorrow? Did I read that right? Sold out September. Okay, go back. Go back to the screen that you guys can all see. Oh no. Click. Go back. This one? Nope. Nope. Shipping date September 10th. Okay, that's tomorrow. That's interesting. So tomorrow we might finally see what the heck is going on with these things. If we go into mining pool stats, let's look at XMR. Is it still there? Oh, it's gone. It's too far away. Too far away since that happened. You guys remember we were talking about, like, now we're back to like average Monero hash rates here, 2 to 2.5 gigahash. But there was a time early last month where it shot up out of nowhere. Just bam, it was 3.1. It's like, what? Where did this hash rate come from? And now it dropped off, and then Bitmain announces this miner. So I think we know where that hash rate came from. But the big deal here is RISC-V. What's going on with RISC-V? We have no idea what it can mine, what it can do. I've been messaging miner bros and stuff for, every day, pretty much. I'm like, hey, I need to check out this miner ASAP. I'm a CPU miner. This thing is supposed to mine CPU coins. Send it now. And they said, hold on, waiting for update. We'll let you know if they plan on promoting this product or not in the first place. So I'm kind of stuck there. Probably not going to get it, but I'm trying. It's going to be interesting to see what this thing is. And I know Keaton from HiveOS, he did order one of these. He's going to be getting one. And if I don't get my hands on one, he's gonna crack it open. He's gonna send pictures, tell me exactly what he sees in this thing. That should be shipping to him very soon here, actually. So if he gets that on the way, we will definitely be doing something and getting out, because he said he's gonna crack that thing open, rip everything apart, and take pictures and show us what he sees. So we're gonna figure out what the heck is inside that thing. Other rumors, again, depending on the architecture, it's not an ASIC either. It's something to do with the instruction set of RISC-V. So it can mine RandomX. I don't know if it can mine every variant of RandomX or just certain ones. Now, if we actually go into, let's look at this. Where's Zeph? Where's Zeph here? Zephyr GitHub. Let's take a look at that. Let's go into this. Is this here? Is this the one? I don't think this is the right one, is it? Tester build. No, this is the totally wrong one. Where's Zeph? Is it this one? Nope, that's not it. Where's their website? Okay, I'm just gonna go to mining pool stats. Look up Zeph. We're gonna scroll down, see if we can find. Okay, there's their website. Okay, where's their GitHub? Is that this one? All right, so right here, it does say right here. You see that? It says RISC-V 64-bit push. The depends and everything. So this is showing me that I obviously should be able to mine Zeph with this thing. Now I tried going through other coins like the Ghostwriter algorithm, Raptorium, and that. It doesn't have any of that in it. I asked in the Discord. It does not support it. What other coins are there? There's Virus coin. I didn't see any RISC-V in any of that. So it might only be limited to RandomX. I'm still trying to go through all the variants of RandomX. As you know, there's RandomX Epic, there's RandomX Yada, and there's other different coins. I can't remember what Dagger, if they're on their own or not, but there's other variants of RandomX as well. So I don't know if it'll be able to hit all those or just RandomX by itself. There are rumors that the Monero team, once they can get a look inside this thing and see exactly what it is, because it's kind of like a professional miner hardware, which even though it's not an ASIC, it's going to be bought up by mining farms and ASIC type of people, that they may do something to the algorithm to make it a lot less efficient. Obviously it's still going to be able to mine it probably, but it's going to not make it that good, and therefore try to remain CPUs top dogs again. But again, that's all early rumors. I don't know how accurate that is yet, but there's a lot of things flying around about this miner. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens here. It's gonna be interesting for sure. This might end up being a brick after a month, or it might end up being something pretty decent, but we don't know. Actually, I did add this to my calculator, so we can take a look at that. Where's the, let's just go to a single 3900X right now. Calculate, engage. So Dagger is sitting at 66 cents, 37 cents after power, and so on. Now let's just look at, say, here's the X5. Boom, random X only, calculate. And so, like, in theory, if it can mine these other random X coins, it's pulling $11.11 before power on Dagger and $7.55 after power. This thing is probably the next most profitable ASIC under the Kaspa ASICs. This thing is looking pretty good if that's the case. Now, Dagger does see hash rate spikes quite a bit. It just dropped to 14. It was, I think, at 70. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Zep is at 14.18. 418 after power, 774. The numbers aren't too bad, especially for the price it's coming in at. Now, if we actually try and focus this on, say, a dual epic, this will be a dual epic would be slightly less than this thing, coming in at 502 and 325, and then 331 before and 195. And a dual epic, in theory, is over twice the cost to get the same hash rate as this and a little bit more power. So the pricing of this miner that Bitmain is releasing, depending how well it does for random X, is very cheap, but you don't have the versatility to move over to Ghost Rider, to move over to Virus and things like that. To me, that's a huge negative when looking at a miner. A lot of the times you get a lot of these Ghost Rider forks emerge and you get some nice profits for a week or two. Now, the past 3 forks haven't been looking too good. If you guys have been following this, there were actually a couple forks of Ghost Rider right now, and they pretty much turned into epic fails, I think. So wasn't good. So what do we have here? We had Sky Tier, we had Vars Chain right here. Vars Chain should have nodes active by now, but no one's buying the coin to get nodes. And so therefore the nodes I don't even think activated yet, because they still need at least 10 or 11 nodes to go active, and then that's not even happening. So that's happening there. We got Reaction just happened 3 days ago now, I guess. And the prices are really low and they're just not looking good. Previously, we'd try and get in early, you'd mine it up, and then you'd sell your coins when people started getting the node frenzy. But no one seems to be buying these coins anymore, so now that kind of sucks. I do trying something else. So here, I do have it on Zergpool right now. I am mining the Ghost Rider algorithm currently on Zergpool. Do I have you can't really see. And what do I have here? Total paid or unpaid. I just started this morning around 8. So what I'm at 24 hours. Come on, right here. So I'm at $2.65. What is this? 12 now. So 4 hours. So let's just go 2.65. We're going to divide that by 4. 66 cents an hour times that by 24. We're only sitting at about $15.90 right now. And I'm hoping the price of Reaction goes up and then it'll start spiking this price, because I am just going in there. Hopefully the price spikes and then we'll just start, nabbing some Bitcoin. At that point, I'll take that Bitcoin and buy Kaspa or Raptorium or something else other than Bitcoin. I'm probably the only person that says I'm getting rid of my Bitcoin. Everyone else says, stack that Bitcoin, stack that Bitcoin. I'm like, nah, see you later. I'm trying to go for higher gains here. I'm selling my Bitcoin. But that's just me. Not financial advice. Do your own thing. But it's interesting. So right now it's not looking too hot. It's only at whatever I just said, $15, $16 a day. But a lot of the profitability, if I actually come into here, how much would I be making in theory on this? So I just went to 33. Calculate 11 cent. What's going on? Yeah. Gauge. Is that what it is? All right. I guess it is. Oh, reset defaults. Load. There we go. That looks better. So 33. So if I was mining Dagger, I'd actually be getting $22. So maybe I should swap to Dagger. Yerbis 15. So it looks like it might be better off just going straight on to Dagger right now with everything, but it's hard to say. Everything else is that. So, 15, 16 a day still isn't too bad. Ghost Rider is also a decent amount more efficient than RandomX. So I do have that in types of power savings versus what this is kind of saying here. But yeah, we'll have to say. It'll be interesting. I'm just going to let it ride for a couple days, see what happens there. But I might lose. I lost the last 2. I'm still trying to sell those coins, but I'm waiting for a certain price. see what happens there. But we'll see. $100, not too shabby. So I'm going to try to mine Varus with it. Risk V AI single board compute based on JH710 SOC quad core 64-bit 3D GPU on board. Okay, a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Support Linux, early bird with Wi-Fi. What's going on? Oh, there's Retro. Retro Mike's here. He can tell us what's up. New Risk V SBC got announced that is more powerful than the FPGA that was released last week. Yeah, I heard someone was saying something about an FPGA. What's that one all about now? What's happening? I don't know what's going on. There's a new FPGA now that's super powerful. Now there's new Risk 5 that's even more powerful than that. There's crazy stuff happening all the time, guys. Crazy stuff. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. No, never put all your eggs in one basket. Mix it around a little bit. Or you could just, well, technically, if you put your eggs in one basket, which you shouldn't do, but though all those eggs in one basket moonshots, then it was a good idea at the time. Now, if it fails, and then you always say, well, don't put all your eggs in one basket. But then when everyone does put it in one basket and moons, everyone's like, oh, awesome, I wish I did that. So it's all a different situation depending who you are, what happens. We always say, woulda, shoulda, coulda at the end of the day after we already know the effects. But when it comes into the effects, we have no idea what's going to hit the moon, what's going to hit the floor, and what's just, rug pulls. Started us about the weirdo specific Risk 5 boards. Yeah, I seen him put that Twitter post out there about the Risk 5 boards, which is interesting. He probably has 4 on order. You have some ordered up? You're gonna tell us how they hash on everything? Let them do their thing. There's something else I want to look at, and I totally forgot what it was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was. Oh well. Let's go through the chat here. So you guys are talking about some more. Just scooped up some 4090s for $1,200. I'm planning on adding another 4X 4090 AI rig. Currently making over $40 per day on another 4X rig. Nice. $40 a day on 4 4090s. That's nice stuff. Good stuff. That's awesome. I buy one if I hit a lotto tonight. You're gonna hit a lotto tonight? That'd be sweet. Hobbyist, hold on to it. Oh, Tech Man, Hobbyist is here. What's going on, Hobbyist? What are you up to? What are you doing? If you send me one Lambo, I will send you 2 back. Hey, that sounds like a deal. I know he's legit. He's Hobbyist isn't a scammer, so send him a Lambo. He'll give you 2 back. You get to pick your colors too, and markings. 2 Lambos. Oh man, imagine if that was good. I tried to solo mine Raven, but I feel it's not worth it. Easier to get paid out in BTC and hold. I haven't hit Raven coin for a while now. How is good old Raven doing anyway? I don't even know. What's on this? Does it have Raven in here? GPUs. Let's just find something. What do you guys think? What is the most popular GPU now? Like, do you guys still feel like we do know the 3070 is the Hive West and stuff the most popular, but that's because there's so many out there and still being used. But do you guys feel there's a transition happening now, or is the 4000 series getting more popular? You feel that way just due to the fact that they have that bigger profit gap, or are a lot of you guys just holding out, waiting for the 5000 series? I really think that's probably the best play here. Not financial advice, because you probably getting some of these on the used market cheaper, but I think the top efficiency play and stuff is probably leaning to that 5000 series when they release. But it'll be interesting. RX 580 will never go away. That's true. The 580 is definitely a classic that will probably live through the sands of time. it'll definitely make it through. But I wanted to go to where's a 3070? Actually, AMD's good as best for Kapow, isn't it now, over at NVIDIA? Let's just look at 6600. That's probably one of the top Kapow GPUs right now. Where's Raven coin? -4 on the 24-hour average though. It's actually 8 cents. What, really? That's interesting. Huh. Okay, it goes through all that stuff. -4. -4 profit. -4 is. There's a lot worse. There's a lot worse out there. South Fisher, hey Rabid, what's your take on buying CMP Hynix GPUs? Do you think it's worth investing in? That's an iffy one. Obviously, if something memory intensive takes off, it'd be an awesome play. I know some people are picking them up pretty cheap right now. What's it? Was it Topi, I believe? Viper Pool's there. I think he got like 8 or 9 of them for like, I don't even know how much. Pretty darn cheap. What is that? Partnership with Cryptex. Can you please send link to video? Oh, I gotta send a link to a video, it looks like. Anyway, I think he got like 8 or 6 to, I want to say 6 to 9. I can't remember the exact number, and they were like, I can't even remember, $600 to $700 maybe a piece. You did have to spend an extra 100 and something each for import fees or something, but like they used to be like over $2,000 or $3,000 or something. Now they're less than $1,000, so they definitely dropped down in price quite a bit. But yeah, I don't know. I know A2000s, they're pretty darn efficient. I haven't played with any of mine for so long. I don't even know what's going on. I got one of the Apollo SE Pluses. Will you mine ETC plus ZIL or Octa.Space? I would probably rock it on Octa.Space currently. Personally, that's what I would do right now, because yeah, they do have Octa.Space mining capabilities. That was kind of hidden there because it only says ETC hash. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, that's the SE Plus. I was thinking about the classic ones. But no, yeah, if you have the SE Plus, all in, go Octa for sure. Dominate that Octa.Space for now. I think the Octa hash rate actually went down, which is a bonus. Now it's probably going to go up. I shouldn't have said anything. But we go into Octa.Space right now. I kind of have a peek here. It looks like the hat. Yeah, we're down to like 3 point. Look at that. Boom, it collapsed. Obviously, the price is down, so people are like, see you later, alligator. I'm out of here. But we're down to like 3.72. We were up to 4.5, 4.5 terahash. Now 3.72. So that's awesome. Absolutely awesome in my mind, because we saw Octa.Space hit 80 cents. Will it break $1 soon? We don't know, but it has potential. Now there's something else going on. I don't know the full details. Someone in Discord point. I know a lot of people talk about vast AIs, and you could end up being responsible for some bad things. And now Octa.Space has their VPN thing going on, and there's a way to do stuff through that as well. Build a rig, GPU, CPUs for Octa.Space to get things going. I haven't done it, but someone was saying they were getting decent amounts. I haven't looked into it. I can't find really anything about it in their documentation, so I don't know what's going on. But you literally do what you do on Vast AI and stuff and get paid in Octa. So that might be another option for people to try out. But I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. I just saw someone post about it. Maybe they're lying. I bought a RX 6700 to get the Starfield deal. How is it? Have you played Starfield? Yeah, it's hilarious. It's funny how this works out. Starfield, awesome, next best game ever. And then as soon as it releases, gamers are outraged. This is horrible. Blah, blah, blah. Like, wow, so much hatred out there. It's insane. I'm glad I don't play games as much as I used to. It's absolutely like, what happened to the original nice, you guys remember the good games, Double Dragon, Contra, Mario Brothers. Like, what happened to all the good games? Everything's just, oh my god, I don't even know. Pong. Yeah, Pong. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, the Mortal Kombat when it first made, that was a game changer for sure. Commercial break Ben's warehouse. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Contra was awesome. That was one of my favorite games. He used the old Konami code. What was the other? Galaga. I think that was a Konami game as well. Galaga. Was that one? Yeah, I think that was one. Pac-Man. Yeah, Pac-Man. Battletoads. Yes, Battletoads was freaking amazing. Awesome. I remember Battletoads. That was one of my favorite games too. I forgot about that till you mentioned that, but that one was good. Castlevania. Like, oh my gosh. Go on. Like, every game was like good, on the Nintendo, the NES. Sweet. Still remember the Contra code. Yeah. Up, down, left, right. I remember sometimes you have to go BA start or just BA start. Like, sometimes it didn't work with just single BA, and other times you needed to use two, or maybe my controller was just glitched out, or the select start when you go with 2 players. But yeah, it was awesome. Blaster. Have you guys ever played Blaster Master? That was an awesome game too. Oh my gosh. Just talk. Oh, good old games. Frogget, yeah, Frogget, yeah, I remember that one. Metroids. Oh my gosh. We could go on for days. Now you think of a good game right now. What's a good game right now? Well, that one just came out. What was it again? No one knows. They all suck now. They have good graphics. That's all they care about. And half of the times they don't even run. Oh. Anyway, there's my gaming review. All the games suck now. Buy a Nintendo NES. Splinter Cell. Yeah, I remember that one. Or was that the original? What was that other one? What's that guy's name? Snake Eyes. What was that one? Solid Snake. What's that called? Metal Gear. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. That was a good one. Super Mario Karts. Yeah, the first 3 Mario Karts were all awesome. Pitfall. Oh, man. Starfield is the new Crisis. Yeah, will it run? Will it run it? Centipede. Yeah, Centipede. That's like N64. Or not N64. That was Commodore 64 days. Centipede, I think, was on that one. Oh man. Space Invaders. Yes, Space Invaders was a wicked one. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. GTA. GTA. Who plays that garbage these days? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. A lot of people like that game. Starfield, New Crisis. We went through that. Space. Okay, anyway, yeah, enough about that. What do we have? Do we have anything else to talk about? Let's take a look at Zerkpool. Do we get any more earnings? Come on, we need more earnings. This is horrible. Engage. And it still looks like crap. What do you got here? Total 24. 305. Hey, it just went up a little bit, didn't it? Last we must have hit some more blocks or something. Yeah. Few. Well, we'll let it play out for a day, see what happens, huh? What could go wrong other than we lose everything and go bankrupt? That could definitely be bad. Pong. Yeah, Pong. You can play GTA 5 and earn the Oxa. You could, but I don't want to. I was looking at, that's one thing I want to do one of these days. Like, anybody have a PS5 or anything out there? I think they're working on like a PS5 Pro maybe, but I want to do a comparison. Like in my workstation gaming PC, I got a 7950X. Obviously, I can't turn it down too much because it's mining. And I also got a 3090 in it, so it should be able to run most games these days. But I remember I played a game and I kind of did a comparison, gamers, power usage, crypto mining, yada, yada. There's over billions of gamers out there and X amount of miners, and there's a lot of power being used for gaming. But like, I plan on plugging in my computer one day. I want to see how much power. It's been a while. I can't remember exactly what it was, like 680 watts or something. But like a console, a PS5, can literally run everything just as good on all the newest games as a gaming PC, and you're not buying all these constant parts that you constantly have to update and drivers and so on, and it's probably using a fraction of the amount of power to do. So like, I remember one, like, I don't even know if I want to play games on PC anymore. And then now they got the crossplay going on with everything. I know some of the games are doing it. It doesn't even matter what you play on anymore because everyone can just play with each other. No, it doesn't matter. So I don't know. I have to just think about maybe just getting another PS5, slapping it beside here, and then for my gaming channel, like, you wouldn't even tell the difference. Graphics and performance-wise, they're pretty much exactly the same. PC versus a PS5. Like, it's crazy. Am I planning on buying it? I don't know. I'm up in the air. Sam Fisher, it says, "Hey Rabid, are you planning on buying the XMR ASIC?" Which technically, it's not an ASIC, it's an XMR professional miner. There's CPUs or something. There's not ASIC chips, so it's not an ASIC. Bitmain doesn't even call it an ASIC themselves, so but it's a professional miner. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens, but I'm not buying it. I'm trying to get my hands on one to definitely test and try out. I do know some people who did order them, so we will be able to get numbers from them and pictures and stuff of exactly what's inside this thing. So that is coming, guaranteed, to the channel here moving forward. But as for myself, I don't know. Next, it comes down to, we got to see how it performs. I do want to feel it out a bit. Like I said, some of the random X coins, especially XMR being one, they might try to do something to change things up so it's actually not that good. You just got to wait for all the rumors, because you don't want to just go out, buy this thing, because technically right now, looking at it, whether you're mining Zeph, XMR, whatever, random X coins, the price to buy and building a CPU rig is phenomenal. It is. This X5 is priced so cheap for the amount of hash rate that you get. It's crazy on top of the efficiency levels you're getting. But there's so many unknowns going on with it that I wouldn't buy it yet. You really got to wait to see what happens, if any forks happening, soft forks, whatever, slight variations in algorithms to kind of limit this thing and go from there. Because if it does look like this thing is going to be sound and it's good, then I probably would buy it. But I'm really up in the air to see exactly what happens first. So it's really hard. Really hard to decide when it comes. But again, just looking at it right now, and if everything remained as is, yeah, sure, I'd probably buy one or two of them, slap them on Zeph, and just wait. Like, that's probably what I would do. But because there's so many unknowns about it, it's really a tough decision right now. What cheap? Yeah, $3,500 or $3,000 for 212 kilohash. That is friggin' cheap. You can do that with epics and stuff, but it's going to cost you like $6,000 to do. You know, maybe $5,000. And you're using more power. The X5 is cheap for what you're getting for hash rate and everything. That thing is definitely cheap. It is cheap. You cannot argue the fact that it's not cheap for 212 kilohash at 1,300 watts on Random X. That is cheap for what you're getting for that. I was looking at a dual epic the other day, and I was trying to cut deals, and the cheapest I could get it for is probably around $2,700, I think it was. No, 28. I think it was $2,800 for a dual epic, all the RAM. That's for one. You need two dual epics to equivalent the single friggin' X5 on Random X. Two dual epics you need. That's 28, so just under 3, which is 6, so like $5,700. Convert that into Canadian funds. That's like $8,000 just to get two dual epics to compete with the single X5, and you're still not quite hitting the hash rate unless you opt for another $200 to $300 for the 3,200 megahertz RAM. This is with 2666, so it's over 50% cheaper for the X5 on Random X than it is to build epic rigs. And the epic rigs are cheaper than building 3900X rigs. A single dual epic is equivalent to about 8 3900X rigs. One dual epic 7742 is the same as 8 3900Xs, and it's the power consumption of 6 3900Xs. So, you know, even if you end up spending an extra $100 for maybe the dual epic, you're still using the two 3900Xs less worth of power. So it's a lot more efficient. And the X5 uses less power and has more hash rate than two dual epics and 50% less in price. There's just no way you can look at it and say they compete with a CPU. They don't. They are way cheaper and they're more efficient. It's just the bottom line. I've seen a few videos say they're so close to CPU efficiency, yada, yada, it's not worth it. It's not. They dominate the CPUs on Random X. You cannot argue the fact when it comes to the price of this machine versus building CPU rigs. They don't even compare. So that's where it comes into. It's a big unknown. Will algorithms change? If they don't change and it remains as is, and Zeph and XMR end up doing some type of takeoff, I would 100% buy an X5 for sure instead of a CPU. But I don't want to remain kind of stuck on one algorithm. So we got to figure out what this thing can really do, because you still have the options of hitting maybe a Ghost Rider coin pumps. Virus coin hits 50, 60 block rewards one day. I would spend the extra twice the price on those dual epics if I can swap over to Virus coin in half a second, because it's shot up to $20 a day per rig type of profitability. So I'm okay with spending more on the epics, and that's still the route I plan on taking until we truly see how this X5 does. That's kind of where my stance is right now on the whole situation. So yeah. Anyway, that kind of answer your question? Maybe. What is that? Dual Epic 7662. What is that? Let's have a look at the Dual Epic 7662. Dual Epic. Let's just look at a single one. Epic. What is that? 7662. Let's have a peek see at the old 7662. 64 core, 128 threads. That's off to a good start. That's good. Awesome. L3 cache, 256. That's good. Where's the base speed? 2.0. Okay, slightly so lower than a 7742. So is this Okay, how much is this thing? This thing might be better than a 7742 if the price is right. It's slightly less. It's less of a base clock speed, 2.0 versus 2.23. But it does have the same cores, enough L3 to fully support the algorithm. So yeah, this is definitely a good CPU. So it would come down the price. If this thing is a lot cheaper than the 7742, I would probably definitely rock these ones then. All right, thanks for the tip. We're going to have to look this up, see how much this processor actually is. So yeah, you're only losing 0.3 per thread here on each core type of operation. I have to keep that in the saved inventory and see what we can find for that. Can get 2 times CPU, motherboard, and some RAM for 2,097. So 2,000 for a dual. 2,000 for a dual, and the other one was 20. So that's about $800, $900 cheaper than getting a 7742. So that's awesome. That's a good thing right there. What's the? They say it's probably about the same power, huh? I would assume. 225. Yeah, I think that's the same as a 7742. So it might be slightly less efficient because the base clock is lower, but it's definitely you're definitely saving some money there, especially in Canadian dollars. $800 USD is probably saving you about $1,200 there for the same slightly less hash. So yeah, it's interesting. Okay, that's definitely a CPU to keep your eyes on. 100%. Ironfish coin at 65 cents. Is this coin even worth mining at this point? That's a tough question, Sam Fisher. We don't know. It has a bunch of VCs backing it up. You know, it could do something, it might not. We have all the initial Genesis block coins. Now, I still don't know how it fully works. Now, I know 1 year it unlocks, but I still feel there's a 2-year process from the initial Genesis block. I think it unlocks at 1 year, and then if they decide to withdraw that, they still have to wait another year on top of it, making 2 years max. So I don't know what's on that. But eventually, you know, even if it's 2 years max, it's going to happen right at the peak of the bull run. So it's probably timed out perfectly where, all right, we're in the bull run. The coin is spiking. We have our coins. Let's dump them. That could be a thing. I don't know. Or it's just 1 year and they're going to get their coins here right soon, depending on the price. They could drop them as well. So I don't know. It's really tough. They plan on changing their algorithm. I might swap over. I'm trying to get 1 Kyla coin with the E300. I'm almost there. I'm over half somewhere. I'm at 0.6 maybe. I can't remember. 0.6, 0.7. I want to hit 1 Kyla coin and then hopefully, but I'm running out of time here because they plan on forking Ironfish. I want to slap that E300 back onto Ironfish before they do that fork. I do think it's currently the most profitable coin on the E300s anyway. I'm not sure how Radiant is on the other FPGAs, but currently the bitstream for the E300 and Radiant isn't yet available, or at least it's not working to its full capabilities. Is the Minibit 1397 powered by BitAxe on Decentral real? Looks like a 2 times improvement on the Mars lander. Also, there's a DIY pack. I think that thing's real. Now, Decentral, is that Canadian company that fixes stuff? Decentral. Home Decentral. Is it these guys? I think this is that Canadian company that fixes ASICs. I had a deal with them. I don't know if it's still there because I never really was into ASIC mining, but a while back, like this is where I ordered the L3 Plus control board stuff when I had that, what was it? It was that virus hack bug thing. Remember when I first got the L3 Plus? If any of you guys were around here 3 years ago when I first had the channel going, we had that bug in the L3 Plus and the only way to fix it was either short it out or get a new control board. So I just got a new control board and I got it from these guys because I couldn't find it anywhere. And they actually gave me, they said, you know, if the first 5 people that need ASIC repairs, send them to them and they will do it for free. Free ASIC repairs for the first 5 customers that I send over to them. So I got to ask them to see if that's still a thing because I never sent anyone over. So technically, if anyone has a broken ASIC, 5 of you guys could technically get it repaired for free. So we'll see what happens. I'll see if that's still a thing or not. But let's see what they got here. Shop. Yeah, like everything they have is legit for sure. Like I said, I ordered through them before, so I can say they're good. I've talked to them. What is this? Hashboard thermal paste pink. Okay. Pink. So where's this? Oh, what is this? Game Boy. Pico BT hashboard tester. You got a Game Boy hashboard tester. That's cool. Now where's this thing you're talking about? What's it called? Miner hashboard tester pro. Coming soon. Mini bit powered by. Oh, is this it? That's coming soon. Is this the Ardelio? But you can't see it. I thought I looked at this. They used to have a picture. SKU Mini S9 BTX ED 20 joule per terahash. This must be the thing you're talking about, though. Pre-orders are coming in 230. Yeah, so it's using a different chip. But yeah, you know, I would say that if they have something there, it would be legit because they are a legit company. $13.97. Oh, that's $13.66. Okay. $13.97. What do we got here? Search. Let's just look up $13.97. Go. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. That thing looks cool. Is that? Oh, it looks 3D printed also. Mini bazooka. Okay, now it's going into topic stuff. Okay, let's take a look at this. Mini $13.97 right here. Read more. Add to cart. How much is this thing? So, expensive power of personal Bitcoin mining with the mini bit $13.97. Powered by BitAxe. Okay, robust. Okay, yeah. Where's the little hash rate addition? Batch 3 is not yet polished. Final commercial. Say the hash rate on this thing anywhere? Oh, description. How about down here? 15 watts. So it uses 15 watts. Oh, up to 400 gigahash. So it's about twice, almost twice the gigahash hash rate of the Mars lander. And it's cheaper. Is it cheaper? I think that's cheaper as well. Cheaper and almost twice the hash. Guess you can't go wrong there. Well, I can't tell you if this thing is legit or not, but I do know that Decentral is pretty legit. So I would have to say yes in that. So I'm not sure. $200 Canadian for 400 gigahash, 15 watts. I should get one of those. You know, hitting a Bitcoin block, next to impossible. But if it happens, that's freaking amazing. Oh, craziness. Yeah, I would be safe ordering from there personally myself, I think. But yeah, haven't heard of that miner, so that's cool. ASIC and Roblox to a Canadian. All right, guys. But anyway, we have been here for quite some time, so I guess we will wrap this up. I always say we'll be back tomorrow for our AMA, but I guess I can't guarantee that because then sometimes I'm not. So we'll see what happens, but thank you for coming out. I will see you on the next one.
Rabid out.